There we are. You can tighten that shot, Sean. There's a lot of blank space there to Damien's left. We can do something with that. All right? No, but just it's not good. Now, we're doing our best to bring you good shots and properly composed shots. That's what it's about. We didn't get where we are today without properly composed shots.
No, very, very important.
Talking about properly composed shots, what's happening your club, Carrickcruppen? You're rubbish at the moment.
Thanks, Ron. That's a good.
Sorry, I beg you. I brought that to you much too quickly.
No. We have a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
Right. Unfortunately, we're crucified with injuries at the minute. And then we had 2 lads called into the county panel, and this is something that's really getting to me at the minute, because the county are saying that the club players will not be allowed to play for the club, you know, and the ethos of what the GA is about is inclusivity. And it seems now, Rowan, that what's happening, the clubs, the players who are going to be representing the county, they're going to be an elite county development squad. Basically means what we're going to see now, maybe not now, but in the next year or two, you're going to see teams that's playing for the counties. Well, that's all they're going to do.
Maybe I suggest to you, ask not what your county can do for you, but what you can do for your county.
Well, you see,
we require sacrifice from the clubs.
Well, yes, but you see, the problem is we are an amateur organisation, and the demands on the player is phenomenal, right? Because you know what's required to get to the level. The championship, the Titans commence on Sunday.
Well, so Titans is right. You see the Irish news things.
Yeah, they always do a great.
That's frightening.
Yeah, they always.
Those are evil-looking animals of men.
Oh, them's mountains of men.
Mountainous men.
You see, because of the
as opposed to mountainy men.
Well.
Mountainy men would imply a certain agricultural thing in their heads, but these are mountainous, big men.
Big men, yeah. Well, I always thought mountainy men was big, hard men too. You know?
Oh yeah, yes.
But going back to the point, Ron, it's just that the usage of the player is now becoming too big.
Yeah.
So it's hard on the players, and I believe the players want to play for the club, but the commitment that the county is putting out to them is phenomenal. But that's another debate, because I think that's a good debate on its own. If these teams are going to become full county development,
because they're getting it full on from the county, they're getting it full on from the club. And that's putting double demand on them all the time.
I think, well, it is, yeah. But first and foremost, your club comes first, because that's where you come from. I think this is an ethos of Dublin. But the problem with Dublin, they have 1.8 million people.
Yeah.
And Dublin can do that because their club teams, they could maybe have 50 or 60 senior players, and we don't. You know, and particularly the smaller clubs where you have maybe 2 or 3 players, it will affect them, and it will be tough. So it's going to be a hard one.
Jim Gavin is no fool. And
well,
what is the formula for taking Dublin out?
Score 1 more point than them.
Well, indeed, you told me that before. But how do we do that?
Well, you see, I firmly believe that they're taking away the individual ability of class players, and they're being pushed out in these defensive forums that they're setting up, or blanket defences or zonal defences, what they call them. And I think that if you get the quick ball in, I don't care how many men that hand passes the ball laterally, backwards and all that, the quickest way to get the ball into the scoring zone is kick the ball. The only problem is, when you kick the ball in there, if they have, like they call this zonal defence, if you go back to your basketball days, the zonal defence, they're marking space, and these guys just step back into it. And if the pass isn't accurate, well, then you're in trouble. But also the long kick, the long kick for a score from 40 yards. Those are arts that are dying, but they're going to have to come back.
Having said that, and I hear you talking in homage of the long and the big ball going up. It wasn't the big ball that got down its first All-Ireland. It was the fantastic passing among the men and the moving of the ball in a magnificent gavotte all the way up the pitch, and then buried her into the back of the net.
Yeah, but you see, they're finishing forwards. You see, that's the whole secret about the thing, you know, and people that have the ability to do that. And I have seen that sort of taken away to a certain degree, but it's coming back, you know, and I look at the Throne line out for Sunday, and they have some class forward, so it's going to be a good one. There's no doubt, Ron, that this Sunday, the championship it started last week in New York, and it was abysmal and poor. Not last week, week before. It was abysmal and poor and all that, and God bless poor Sky. but they need an education on what Gaelic football is. You know,
That's another debate.
Well,
Absolutely,
you know, even the pronunciation of some of the teams, like you know, we would say like Leitrim.
Oh yeah.
They were going
Leitrim.
You know.
Listen to me. How is Down going to deal with 7 forwards in the Tyrone when Peter Canavan or Peter what's his name Peter Hart. Peter Hart's not going to stay in the backs and half backs.
Well, Peter Hart,
he's going to attack and attack.
Yeah, I mean, he comes from centre half back and he pushes up.
Yeah,
it's going to be an interesting one how Down. How to block that out, you know? Maybe we'll just have a wee look at the Down team and we'll see.
Can we do that?
Yeah, we can look.
Have you got it there?
I think we have it here. We
Sean, have we got the Down team there?
Oh, there we have it.
Wow, look at that. That's very fancy. I like that.
So we look at the Down team, you know. So McVeigh and goals, there's no issue there. Dan, Benny, and Boyle in the back. So Rooney, it's great to see young Rooney back. My wife would be delighted with that. She'd be a sort of a cousin.
She's a cousin, yes.
So she's delighted with that. Carr and Garvey.
Yeah.
So that's a good defensive line. Now, obviously then they're going to pull, I would imagine, they'll pull a forward back in here. So we look at, I was talking to Big Ambrose there 2 weeks ago. I met him and his granny down in Longstone. Big Turley.
Yes.
McGinn, Poland. He's going to be the linchpin of the Down attack.
Yeah.
McKernan, to me, will be the man that will drop back in a defensive mode.
Yeah. Will Benny drop back towards midfield and give them a bit of a hand there, Turley and Rodgers, and then come in fast?
If I was Benny, I'd be just sliding slightly across to the goals and juking in there because
juking's a good tactic.
Yeah, well Benny's a finisher.
You can never go wrong if you juke.
See, Benny's a finisher, but I'm absolutely surprised that Lavery's not on that starting 15.
Wow, yes.
So I would probably think that Lavery will take part in the game, some one way or the other.
We were talking about tough men. That fella Poland, look at he is a mountain of a man.
But he's not that big.
Nobody puts a face on him that would make me run from here to Connacht, I tell you.
he's
a tough boy.
Yeah, and he's a good finisher. So, you know, Down will go into the game as 3-1 with the Hughes bookies, I believe. 3-1, and Tyrone are going 1-3.
What does that mean? You put a quid on, you get 3.
For Tyrone. So it looks as if the Tyrone boys are the favourites, and that would be right, Ron, because you know your heart might say one thing, but the head says Tyrone are the team. Now remember, Tyrone stayed in Division 1 without any great difficulty. They hadn't got all the players, and the ghosted through it.
Yeah.
Down probably. We're lucky enough to stay in Division 2. You know, they got a handy 2 points against Armagh when Armagh had dominated the game, and that man Poland stuck the ball in the back of it.
Huge
but
man.
young O'Hare, you know, he could be the star of the show for Down on Sunday, and
absolutely.
Again he can finish.
But we have nothing to lose. You know, we have only ever in the last century, I would say, only ever once defeated Tyrone in the championships.
Well, there's one game sticks out in my mind about Down and Tyrone. And it was the game that Peter Canavan got the penalty, where he said he was fouled, but he wasn't. Where he done I don't know what you call this in ice skating when somebody does a spin round.
The commoner would call it a twirl.
A twirl.
I would call it a gavotte on ice.
Well, it was a gavotte on the football field, and he went down, and the referee called it as a penalty. Right?
Yeah, but he took a dive. He took a dive.
Absolutely, absolutely.
He should have been that dive should have slid him right out over the line and got rid of him.
Well, you see, when you say if I'm sliding out over the line, if you all look at Facebook and Twitter and go back all through that, you'll see that there has been millions of photographs of him in a diving gear coming out of the. But that was a game that Down had won, but because of a bad call. But that's history. So history means nothing. On Sunday, the Titans collide, as they say in the Irish News. The championship for us starts in real. This is what we want. This is what we wait for. Will Down win? I would say no.
No.
That's
because you're Armagh.
No, it's got nothing to do with Armagh.
It is a bit.
No, not a bit.
Even the slightest wee bit.
Not a bit. I sort of look at it. All the indicators tell me that Tyrone will win. The thing about Down is Down will go with nothing to lose, and Down have put a great effort in, and Down. They'll not fear anybody. But to me, I think the Tyrone forwards will be the difference. I think they're going forward. If we could look at the Tyrone team, maybe Sean could.
Have you got
I think
it there,
we have
Sean?
it there. We can pull it up and have a look at it.
Oh God, what's that? Oh, I don't want to look at that, Sean.
That's okay.
Can you make that out?
No, yeah. Well, obviously Morgan, and this thing about him coming in and taking the long kicks from the thing, that does my head in. McCurry, McBride, and Tierney. Now again,
let's get out of this quickly. That's not television at all.
Tierney McCann, Matthew Donnelly, Peter Hart, as you said, Colin Kavanagh. I'm just going up, Sean. Conor Clark, Patrick McNeice, Sean Kavanagh, Kieran McGinley, Darren McCurry, Niall McKenna, and that guy Kyle Cooney. So Cooney is good.
Yeah.
But
and good to Sean there. He got them moving. That was something.
Well, I asked him there very quickly to put that up. I sort of think that maybe that Tyrone team mightn't start either. There might be a few changes in it, but Cooney starting for the first time. Like he was away trying to play Aussie rules. Yeah. So, I just think looking at that, where Tyrone are suspect is in the defence. And it proved this year in a couple of the games. So how has Mickey Hart sorted out his defensive problem because of the black card, and because Tyrone would have been one of probably the most cynical teams playing football by blocking men out and all that over this last while. With the introduction of the black card, that has taken that away. So how has Mickey Hart developed his team? It is important that the forwards now, they have the opportunity to show. But what I'm seeing slipping in now, I've seen forwards putting their hand in when the defenders go to tackle them, putting their hands in, they're going down, trying to catch the referees to give a black card. Now the black card has been lukewarm during the league. I know we've got lots of scores.
See, the refs are frightened to use it. They're not using it.
Well, that's exactly right.
They're not having the go. They're just stepping up to the mark.
No, they're not. So on Sunday, for real, we'll see how effective the black card. The McGoldrick in to referee the game, and we'll see how it pans out. I have a wee fear for the black card come the championship, and this is where this will be the telltale sign on Sunday in the white heat of Omagh. It's going to be a tough match. The white heat of battle,
The white heat of Omagh.
The white heat. It's going to be a tough one, Rowan.
Will you be there?
No, I'll not. No, we have a match, but I'll tell you what I'll do.
Would you be there if Armagh was in it?
You would.
Well, there you are. You're pinning your colours to the flagpole.
No, but I mean, you have to realise that if Armagh's playing the championship, I'm going to be on it. Down's playing the championship. If it had been in Newry,
you would have gone.
Of course I would. I'm not driving 60 miles.
Oh, you have little faith.
No.
Will you not travel 50 miles with me to go and support your neighbours?
Absolutely.
They would benefit greatly from you there.
Well, they probably would, but I don't think. Look, don't get me wrong. I would love to see Down win on Sunday. Absolutely. My wife's cousin's playing, so she'll be delighted. And
Are you asking me to believe that you would love to see, that you would be delighted to see Down win on Sunday?
Well, sure. Why wouldn't I?
Because you're Armagh. And there's an innate hatred isn't maybe not the word, but strong dislike between Armagh and Down.
No, you see, you have to realise, this is a myth. This is a myth.
It's not a myth. I live with it in McCartney's household, Mickey McCartney out there.
You see, you have to realise.
There's a vehement.
I'm married to a Down woman. My granny came from Crowban. My friends are from Down. Your work colleagues are from Down. Your dentist is from Down. Your doctor's from Armagh. So we're all intertwined. So we're all, do you know what I mean?
We love you, Damien.
But Ron, if Armagh and Down's playing, I mean...
there's no contest.
There's no contest. But, I'm looking forward to a great game of football. There is no doubt that Down are the underdogs. Yeah. And you see, the other thing too then is, because of the backdoor system, if you get beat on Sunday, there's no big hullabaloo about it. If this was straight knockout, it might even be a better thing, but unfortunately...
Well, at this
That's
stage,
the way it is.
At this stage of the proceedings, I'm just extraordinarily proud of myself that I even understood the questions I was asking you. Well, do you think I might have been fed some of those?
I was slightly amused because, But, there is other games on at the weekend. Louth play Westmeath on Saturday night, right?
Yeah.
And I thought that Louth
county.
I thought that they could possibly pull an upset there, but the more I look at it, I'm thinking Westmeath will win that one, Okay. And then there's other games around the country. But for us, really, there's no show like the Omagh show.
The Omagh show. No show like the Omagh show. Wow, thank you very much indeed.
I'll educate you. Yeah.
There's one fair county in Ireland with memories so glorious and grand.
Well, it was very
where
grand last week.
nature has lavished its bounty. It's the orchard of Erin's Greenland in Banbridge town from the county down one morning last July. Down a boring green came a sweet Colleen, and she smiled as she passed me by. Do you remember Mal McAvoy and Mick McKnight?
Yes. But you have another one to go now. You've went the Armagh, you've went the down one. You have to go up to Oma, the pretty little girl from Oma.
Oh, no, that's Hugo Duncan does
well, you
that.
might as well give it a rattle here.
The pretty little girl from Oma, and good luck to them, but not too much luck at the weekend. Sean, we'll have some proper music. Good luck. God bless you. Go well.